For the next topic, we have the amortization schedule. Amortization is any method of repaying a debt, the principal and interest included, usually by a series of equal payments at equal intervals of time. So I think we're familiar now with the equal payments at equal intervals of time. So if you remember, ito yung definition natin for annuity. So, di ba, pag sinabi nating annuity, this is a series of equal payments, then equal interval din siya at a given period. So, amortization, so this is the use of any method wherein we use nga equal payments at equal interval. So, sa amortization, yung first step natin dito is to solve for the equal payment or the annuity. Then, after solving for the equal payment or the A, we will construct an amortization schedule. So, yun yung purpose dito. We will construct an amortization schedule wherein ipapakita natin yung interest due at the end of each period and the principal that was paid at the same period. So, let's check for the succeeding examples kung anong format or template of this amortization schedule. So for this first example, a debt of 5,000 with interest at 12% compounded semi-annually is to be amortized by equal semi-annual payments over the next 3 years, the first due in 6 months. Find the semi-annual payment and construct an amortization schedule. So, dito, magko-construct tayo ng amortization schedule. So, basahin lang ulit natin yung problem. So, we have a debt of 5,000. So, ibig sabihin, yan yung P natin, the principal. So, yan yung hiniram with interest at 12% compounded semi-annually. So, take note of the semi-annually. So, meron tayong M is equal to 2 dito. And it is to be amortized by equal. So, equal. So, we need to solve for the equal semi-annual payments over the next 3 years. So, 3 years, but this is compounded semi-annually. So, yung total end period natin should be 3 times 2. So, yung total end natin is 6 periods. The first due in 6 months. So, after 6 months, magbabayad agad siya. And this is semi-annual. So, ibig sabihin, ordinary annuity po siya. After the first 6 months or after the first period, ibibigay niya agad yung kanyang payment. So, find the semi-annual payment and construct an amortization schedule. So, if we will sketch its cash flow diagram, um, let's say may cash flow siya, tapos a debt of 5,000. So, nanghiram siya ng 5,000 and this is to be amortized or babayaran niya by equal payments for, di ba sabi natin kaninang total end natin, 3 years, but this is semi-annual, so 6 periods. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, for 6 periods, magbibigay siya ng equal payments. Yan. So, at n equal to 1, dyan siya nag-start bayad kasi sabi nga dito, the first due in 6 months. So, after 1 period, magbabayad dapat agad siya. So, the amortization is schedule. So, example ng amortization schedule is eto. So, yung first column natin, dito yung period, nakalagay kung ilang periods niya babayaran. So, in this case, 6 periods yan. So, isusulat natin dito later on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 periods. Then, outstanding principal at beginning of the period. So, at the beginning of period 1, magkano yung babayaran niya? Siyempre, yung principal na 5,000. Tapos, interest due end of that period. So, magkano yung interest niya after the first period. So, i-compute natin to. Tapos, payment. So, yung payment, yung babayaran niya at the end of this period. So, ito yung annuity. So, kaya kailangan natin isolve yung annuity dito. So, equal ito. Kasi, di ba, equal payment. So, for the 6 periods, ang babayaran niya is yung equal payment. Then, principal repaid at end of period. So, magkano yung nabayaran niya na principal after niya mabayad yung annuity. So, let's check if paano to i-complete tong table na to. So, first, compute muna natin yung annuity. So, the annuity, to solve for the annuity, di ba may formula tayo for ordinary annuity. So, this is an example of ordinary annuity kasi kung natatandaan yung cash flow niya, nagbayad siya agad after the first period or after 6 months. So, walang na-delay or hindi siya at the beginning. So, this is an ordinary annuity. And the formula for the present worth given annuity, so that is P is equal to A times 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 over I times 1 plus I raised to N. Then, given tayo ng P which is yung 5,000. Tapos makukumpute naman natin yung I natin. Then, N, that is yung the 6 periods. Then, yung A, that is the equal payment. So, yan yung gagamitin natin to complete the table. So, yung I natin, we are given the nominal rate na 12%. So, that is 0.12 over yung M, yung compounding factor natin na 2. So, I is 0.06. So, by substituting, masosolve natin yung annuity natin or the equal payment. Times 1 plus I, so that is 1 plus 0.06. So, isusulat ko na lang 1.06 raised to N. That is, di ba yung N natin kanina, 3 years times 2, yung compounding factor, so that is 6. So, raised to 6 minus 1 over 0.06 times 1.06 raised to 6 ulit. Then, solving for A, ang masosolve natin na annuity natin or equal payment is 1,016 pesos point 81. So, ito yung equal payment natin at ito yung ilalagay natin doon sa ating amortization schedule. Ayan. So, isulat ko lang ulit yung A natin. That is 1,016.81. And that A, yan yung ating payment for the 6 periods at the end of the 6 periods. So, dito sa period, isusulat na natin yung 1 to 6 kasi ang N natin is 6. So, at period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4, period 5, period 6. Then, outstanding principal at the beginning of period. So, magkano yung hiniram niya at the beginning of period 1 or at the present? So, yung 5,000. Kasi yun naman yung hiniram in this problem. Yan. Tapos, dito sa payment, we can write na yung 1,016 kasi pare-parehas yan na yan yung babayaran niya at each period. 1,016.81. Yan. Hanggang sa last period, which is 6th. Yan. So, for 6 periods, 1,016.81 yung kanyang babayaran. Then, itong interest due at end of period, so, masosolve natin ito by solving the future muna. Yung future worth ng 5,000 at the end of the first period. Then, isusubtract natin sa principal. Kasi remember, di ba, ang interest, so, ang interest, that is F minus P. yung future worth minus the principal. So, we have na the principal which is 5,000. So, ito yung principal natin, 5,000. At first period pa lang to ha. So, syempre, yung principal at second period, iba na yan kasi mababawasan na siya. But at the first period, yung principal natin, so yung hiniram niya at present, that is 5,000. And we need to know the future worth of this 5,000 at the end of that first period para ma-solve natin yung interest due. So, in compound interest, ang formula natin for future worth, if you will remember, so hatiin ko na lang tong table na to. Yan. So, ang formula natin for future is P1 plus I raised to N. So, P yung principal, then I, that is yung, ano nga yung I ulit natin dito? That is 0.06. Kasi naka-compounded semi-annually tayo. So, that is 0.06. Then, yung N natin dito, 1 lang. Kasi at the end of each period, yung hinahanap natin. Yung interest at the end of each period. So, yung N should be equal to 1. Kasi kukunin natin yung principal na, the future worth of 5,000 at the end of the first period. Tas ganun din in succeeding. Kung may principal dito, kukunin natin yung future worth niya at this specific period lang. So, hindi magbabago na yung N natin dito to solve in solving for each future worth of per period is N. Kasi naka-base lang siya for that specific period. So, ang magbabago lang dito yung principal. So, isusulat na lang natin yung kanyang formula para hindi na tayo maguluhan. So, that is F is equal to yung principal at the beginning of that period. 1 plus I, that is 0.06 raised to 1 or kahit hindi na natin ito ilagay kasi imaginary naman siya. So, first, hatiin ko lang tong table na to. So, itong nasa left, ito yung principal. Tapos, itong ilalagay ko sa right, ito yung future worth nung principal na to at this specific period. So, solve natin yung future worth ng 5,000 at this specific period using this formula. So, substitute lang natin tong 5,000 dito sa formula na to. So, 5,000 times 1.06, ang sagot po dyan is 5,300. And to solve for this interest due at the end of period, so ito nga yung formula natin, F minus P. So, itong F, that is the future, minus yung present worth niya. So, 5,300 minus 5,000, yung interest due niya at the end of this period is 300. Yan po siya. Tapos, dito naman sa last column, principal repaid at end of period. So, ito yung binayaran natin for this period at the end of period 1. So, to solve for the principal, kung magkano yung nabayaran natin doon sa principal, payment minus the interest. Kasi interest, ito yung interest. So, kung ano yung natira dito sa payment, yun yung principal na nabayaran natin. So, 1,016.81 minus 300, ang sagot dito ay 716.81. So, 716 out of 5,000, yun pa lang yung nababayaran natin sa principal. If ito yung magiging payment natin per period. Then, to complete for the next column, so we need to know the principal, the outstanding principal for the second period. So, paano natin malalaman yung principal at this period? So, that is 5,000 minus the 716.81. Kasi ito pa lang yung nababayaran natin at the first period. So, kung yung nabawas na ito, yun yung natira sa 5,000, yun yung magiging outstanding principal natin for the second period. So, 5,000 minus 716.81, that is 4,283.19. So, ito na lang yung principal natin at the beginning of period 2. And to solve for the future worth of this um, value at the uh, at the end of this specific period, so gagamitin ulit natin itong formula na to. Pero yung pinagagamitin natin, ito ng outstanding natin, yung bago nating outstanding. So 4,283.19 times 1.06. So ang F po natin dito ay 4,540.18. Yan. So yan yung future worth nitong principal na ito. Tapos, to solve for the interest due, subtract lang ulit natin to. 4,540.18 minus 4,283.19. So, yun yung interest. That is F minus P. So, yung interest ay 256.99. Tapos, ito ulit yung payment natin kasi equal payment yan. So, naka-fix na to. Then, yung principal natin, yung principal repaid at the end of this period, dahil nagbayad na tayo ng 1,016.81, syempre, may nabawas na dun sa principal natin. And to solve for that, 1,016.81 minus 256.99. So, yung difference, yun yung nabayaran natin sa principal. That is 759.82. So, ulitin lang natin yung ganong step para makomplete itong table na to. So, remember to solve for the next outstanding principal at the beginning of the next period. So, isusubtract lang natin itong nabayaran na principal from the beginning principal. So, 4,283.19 minus 759 para ma-solve itong bagong principal natin. So, 4,283.19 minus the 759, ang makukuha natin dyan is 3,523.37. Tapos, kukunin ulit natin yung future worth nito using this formula. So, ito na yung magiging P natin times 1.06. May bago ulit tayo na future, which is 3,734.37. Sorry, 3,734.77. Yan. Tapos, subtract natin tong dalawang to kasi F minus P para makuha natin yung interest. So, the interest is 211.40. Then, para makuha ulit itong principal repaid, 1,016.81 minus 211.40. Yan. So, yung difference, that is 805.41. Then, ulitin lang ulit natin. So, 3,523.37 minus 805.41. Makukuha ulit natin yung bagong outstanding principal at the beginning of fourth period, which is 2,717.96. Then, using this formula, P times 1.06, makukuha ulit natin yung kanyang F. So, yung future worth nito ay 2,881.04. Then, subtract F minus P para makuha yung interest. So, that is 163.08. Tapos, subtract ulit nito, 1,016.81 minus 163.08 para makuha tong repaid na principal. So, yung nabayaran na principal at this period is 853.73. Then, ulit, 2717.96 minus ito para makuha yung principal at the beginning of the fifth period, which is 18,1864.23. Then, multiply by 1.06 para makuha yung future worth, which is equal to 1,900 76.08. Subtract F minus P to get for the interest. So, 111.85. Then, subtract the annuity or the equal payment minus this interest para makuha yung repaid principal. So, yung nabayaran na principal at the end of the fifth period is 904.96. Then, for the last period, so subtract natin to, yung 1864.23 minus 904.96 para masolve natin yung principal at the beginning of the sixth period or yung last period. So, that is 959.27. So, kumbaga, ito na yung last na kailangan niyang bayaran para ma-zero out na yung kanyang utang. So, to solve for the future, so 959.27 multiplied by the 1.06 at ang makukuha natin dito is 1,016.83. Then, subtract ulit ito para makuha yung interest niya, which is equal to 57.56. Then, the annuity minus the interest to solve for the principal repaid. And dapat, kung mapapansin nyo, yung principal repaid dito should be equal dito sa outstanding principal at the beginning para mag-zero out na yung kanyang utang. So, pag na-subtract, ang makukuhang sagot is 959.25. So, meron lang konting difference sa decimal because of the rounding. But to check din, to check if nagkaroon ng balance, so add natin itong total interest. So, add natin dito. Then, yung total payment na binayaran niya for the 6 periods at yung principal repaid. So, kapag pinag-add mo tong principal repaid plus the interest, dapat mag-equal din siya dito. Kung ordinary annuity yung nangyari. Kasi walang deferment. So, mag-i-equal lang ito if ordinary. So, remember to ha. Kasi may mga amortization schedule na kapag pinag-add mo yung principal and the interest, hindi siya mag-i-equal dito sa total payment kasi nga hindi siya ordinary annuity. So, for ordinary annuity, ito yung pwede natin gawin to check the answer. So, check for the total. So, add natin tong lahat ng interest. And after adding, ang makukuha natin na total interest na nabayaran is 1,100.88. And for the for the annuity or the series of equal payment, ang total nito is 6,100.86. So, pesos tong mga to. Then, for this one, yung total principal paid, almost 5K. 499.98. Yan. Kasi 'di ba yung hiniram is 5K. So dapat yung mababayaran na principal at the end of the last period should be equal to 5,000. Pero dahil nga nagkaroon ng rounding off sa computation natin, kinapos siya ng 0.02. But if you will check, kapag inad po natin itong principal and interest, mag-i-equal naman po siya dito sa payment. So, this is the case for ordinary annuity. And ito yung mga kailangan nating makitang data in an amortization schedule. So, yung pinaka-importante dito is the principal at the beginning of each period. Tapos, yung interest niya at the end of that period. Tapos, yung equal payment and the principal repaid at end of period. So, remember, para makuha itong I, F minus P yan. Then, itong payment, that is the equal series of payments, so annuity yan. For the principal repaid, so yung payment mo minus the interest. So, that is the principal. So, next example. So, for example, number 5, a debt of 10,000 with interest at the rate of 20% compounded semi-annually. So, semi-annually ulit siya is to be amortized by equal payments at the end of each 6 months. The first payment is to be made after 3 years. Find the semi-annual payment and construct an amortization schedule. So, yung payment, mangyayari pa lang, yung first payment, mangyayari ba lang after 3 years. So, ibig sabihin ng 3 years, after 6 na periods, kasi semi-annual to. Yan. So, kung i-construct natin yung cash flow diagram niya, so, merong nahiram na 10,000 pesos. Tapos, may nominal rate tayong 20%, and that is compounded semi-annually to be amortized by equal payments at the end of each 6 months. So, end of each 6 months siya. The first payment is to be made after 3 years. So, ibig sabihin, na-deferred siya or na-delay. So, yung delay is after 3 years pa siya. So, that is 6 periods. 6 periods siyang na-delay kasi 3 times 2. 3 times 2. So, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yan. So, dito pa lang mag-start yung payment niya. After 3 years. First payment. Then, equal series na to for, ano ba sinabi dito? Is to be amortized by equal payments at the end of 5 equal payments. Kulang yung problem natin. Is to be amortized by 5 dapat to. By 5 equal payments. Yan. So, 5 equal payments after yung delay na 3 years. So, ito yung una. At yung first payment is after the 3 years. So, at the end of the 6th period, nag-start na siya magbayad. So, that is 1. Tapos, 5 equal 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan. So, if we will check the cash flow diagram niya, annuity siya, pero may delay. So, deferred siya ng ilang period siya na delay. So, that is 5 periods din siya na delay. Kasi kukunin natin yung present niya. So, itong annuity na to, kukunin mo yung present niya at ang hanggang dito. Yan. Para maging ordinary annuity siya at the end of period. Tapos, pagka nakuha mo yung present niya at this period, ibabalik ulit natin siya dito sa deferment. Which is, yung deferment equal to 5. Yan. So, ko-construct natin yung amortization. So, na-delay siya ng 5. Then, at the end of the 6th period, dun pa lang siya mag-start magbayad. So, yung table niya, same lang nung kanina. So, we have the period, then outstanding principal, interest due at the end of period, then yung equal payment, then principal repaid at end of period. So, first, solve ulit muna natin yung annuity using the formula for deferred annuity. So, yung formula natin for deferred annuity, given A, solving for P, so that is P is equal to A, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 over I, 1 plus I raised to N. So, ito yung formula ng ito yung formula ng ordinary annuity. So, ang next na lang na gagawin natin is to multiply yung delayed period. So, that is 1 plus I raised to negative M. So, yung P natin, kung magkano yung hiniram, that is 10,000 equal to A. Ito yung unknown natin. 1 plus I. Yung I natin, so we have R over M. Then yung R natin, 0.20 kasi 20% divided by 2. So, ang I natin, 0.10. So, we have 1 plus 0.1. Then, raised to N, kung ilang beses siya nagbayad, that is, so this is by 5 equal payments. So, raised to 5 minus 1 over 0.1, yung I natin, times 1.1 raised to 5 multiplied by the delayed period. So, this is 1.1 raised to negative 5. So, solving for A, ang makukuha natin na annuity is 4,248.48. So, ito yung magiging equal payments niya. 5 equal payments niya after 3 years. So, complete natin yung table. So, first period, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So, ito yung first year, second year, third year. At sabi niya at the end of 3 years, dun pa lang siya mag-start magbayad. So, dito natin ilalagay yung first payment. 4,248.48. Tas 5 equal payments to. So, 5 times. Yan. So, hanggang 10 period siya para buo niya yung 5 equal payments. Then, at the end of the third year, so doon pa lang mag-start yung kanyang payment. Pero syempre, dito natin ilalagay, so at the first period, period 1, andito na yung outstanding principal niya. So, dyan natin isusulat yung 10,000. And remember, to solve for the interest due, we need to know the future muna. Kasi ang interest, that is ang interest ay F minus P. So, alam na natin yung principal, which is yung 10,000. Solve muna natin yung F. Then, ang formula for F ay, ligay ko na lang dito sa gilid. That is P1 plus I raised to N. So, yung N natin equal to 1 ulit yan kasi kinukuha natin yung future at this specific period. So, for this single period lang. So, N is equal to 1. Then, yung I natin, that is 0.1 raised to 1. So, F is P times 1.1. So, ito yung gagamitin na formula to solve for the future. Yan. So, solve natin yung future nito nung 10,000 at the beginning of period 1. So, that is 10,000 times 1.1. That is 11,000. Then, yung interest, that is 11,000 minus 10,000. So, yung interest at the end of the period 1, 1,000. Ayan. Pero, hindi niya pa agad to bilayaran. Yan. Hindi pa siya nagbayad agad, 'di ba? Kasi na-delay yung payment niya. So, yung magiging principal niya dito at the second period is yung future nung nasa unang period kasi hindi pa nga niya nabayaran. So, kung ano yung nag-accumulate na principal plus interest, yun yung magiging principal niya for the second period kasi wala pang nabawas dun sa payment niya. Hindi pa siya nagbayad. So, yung principal dito, 11,000. Tas ito yung gagamitin natin na i-multiply sa 1.1 para makuha ulit yung future. So, 11,000 times 1.1, that is 12,100. Then, subtract natin to. 12,100 minus 11,000. Yung interest niya ay 1,100. The same. So, hindi pa ulit siya nagbayad. So, yung magiging principal niya dito ay kung ano yung naging future or yung accumulated value ng 11,000 plus yung interest na 1,100. So, yung principal niya dito, 12,100. So, tumataas yung kanyang principal kasi nga hindi pa siya nagbabayad. Then, next, kunin ulit natin yung kanyang future. So, that is 12,100 times 1.1. So, yung value nun ay 13,310. Then, subtract natin. That is 1,210. Next. So, same pa rin. Hindi pa niya nabayaran. So, yung principal niya is the accumulated value, which is 13,310. Kukunin ulit natin yung future niya by multiplying 1.1. So, yung future ng value na ito is 14,641. Subtract ulit natin to solve for the interest. That is 1,331. Tapos, at the beginning of fifth period, so hindi pa rin siya nagbayad dun sa previous. So, kung ano yung future nung previous, ito yung principal niya, which is 14,641. Kukunin ulit natin yung future worth nito, which is 16,105.1. Then, subtract para makuha yung interest. So, that is 1464.1. So, at the end of this fifth period, hindi pa siya nagbayad. So, itong 16,1,000 yan pa rin yung magiging principal niya for the beginning of the sixth period. Yan. So, solve ulit for the future, which is 17,715.61. Then, subtract para makuha yung interest. That is 1,610.51 pesos. But at this period or at the end of this period, nagbayad na siya ng first payment niya. So, meron na siyang payment dito. So, to solve for the principal repaid, yung payment minus the interest. So, after subtracting, yung makukuha natin is 2,637.97. Then, gaya ng ginawa natin kanina, to solve for the new principal, at the next period, subtract natin tong principal at the beginning minus the repaid. So, yung natira na lang dun sa principal niya ay 13,467.13. Then, kukunin natin yung future nito, yung future value by multiplying by the factor na 1.1. So, yung future nito is 14,813.84. Then, subtract yung F minus P para makuha yung interest. That is 1,346.71. And to solve for the repaid na principal, so subtract natin yung payment minus the interest. So, yung nabayaran na principal at this period is 2,901.77. Then, to solve for the new na principal at the beginning of 8th period, subtract natin tong 13,467 minus the 2,900. So, yung natira na lang na principal ay 10,565.36. Tapos, kunin ulit natin yung future amount niya. by multiplying 1.1. So this is 11,621.90. Subtract F minus P para makuha yung interest, 1,056.54. Then, subtract yung payment minus the interest para makuha yung principal na nabayaran. So, yung nabayaran at this period na principal is 3,191.94. Then, subtract ulit natin yung principal at the beginning of the 8th period dun sa nabayaran niya para makuha natin yung principal at the beginning of the next period. So, after subtracting, ang makukuha natin is 7,373.42. Tapos, future worth by multiplying 1.1. So, that is 8,110.76. Subtract, ang makukuha natin na interest ay 737.34. Then, payment minus the interest para makuha yung nabayaran na principal, that is 3,511.14. Then, isusubtract ulit natin itong nabayaran na principal dito sa beginning principal, which is then yung difference, that is 3,862.28. Then, yung future worth niya, 4,248.51. F minus P to solve for the interest, 386.23. And to solve for the last na na-repay na principal, that is yung payment minus the interest, 3,862.25. And if you will check, almost the same ulit tong beginning na principal dun sa na-repay. Kasi ngayon lang yung last payment. So, dapat mag-equal siya. But due to rounding of numbers, mayroong konting discrepancy. Then, if you want to add itong interest, total interest na nabayaran niya, so yung total interest na nabayaran is 11,242.43 pesos. Then, yung equal payment, that is 21,242.4. Tapos, yung principal na nabayaran is 16,105.07. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, itong 16,000 na ito, yan, yung nabayaran na principal, ito, yung nabayaran na principal is almost the same dito. Kasi dito lang siya nag-start magbayad at the end of the 6th period. So, this is an example of a deferred annuity. Kasi hindi siya nagbayad agad. Na-delay pa yung kanyang payment. So, these are the examples of an amortization is scheduled.